Welcome to the machine.
Hello everyone, I'm Shaolin Rogue and welcome to War Robots Boot Camp. During the Boot Camp series, we'll cover strategy and the robots and weapons that will be available to you in the early game. The goal of this tutorial series is to give you an edge in early matches, helping you earn XP, silver, gold, and progress faster. In this first episode, we'll review light weapons and the first robot available to all new pilots, the Destrier. The Destrier is a small, well-rounded robot with weapons options and playstyle that translates easily to higher-end Gepards, Stalkers, and Jessies. Fairly quick and agile with decent corner shooting, early on it can play an effective role in both close quarters and at mid-range. A stock Destrier starts off with a level 1 AT Spiral and a level 1 AC Milan. The AT Spiral has a maximum range of 600 meters and requires a short lock-on time. The AC Milan has an 800 meter range, but due to the bullet spread, deals significantly less damage when over 600 meters. Each map has a variety of spawn points, but you'll generally have one home beacon located close to where you're spawning, and a central beacon that is usually the main focus of the majority of combat. At the top of your screen in the center, you'll find both teams' stamina bars. Holding more beacons than the other team will prevent your stamina bar from decreasing, and will also speed up the rate at which their stamina bar decreases. A match is won either by depleting the enemy stamina bar to 0, or by destroying all the enemy robots on the other team. This is known as meching them out. Another beneficial strategy is flanking the enemy or going around them to cap one of their home beacons. This applies a lot of extra pressure and forces the other team to divide their players between the two beacons. If the 10-minute timer runs out before either team has had their stamina bar depleted or all of their robots destroyed, the match will be given to whoever has the most stamina left in their bar. XP and silver is awarded to every pilot at the end of every match. Gold is obtained by leveling up, completing your missions, and winning matches. Pilots on the winning team have the opportunity to win gold by obtaining medals. The Medal of Capture awards 5 gold for capturing the most beacons, and for most damage, the Medal of Valor awards 5 gold for first place, 3 gold for second place, and 1 gold for third place. The weapons we'll be showing you will be around level 5. This will make the damage easier for you to see, and it doesn't take very long to get yourself and your weapons to level 5. We'll start off with a pair of level 5-ish AC Milans. Try to avoid using weapons of different types and especially ranges when setting up your robot. Trying to be prepared for every range and every situation is rarely as effective as running a dedicated setup, making sure that you're effective in a particular role. Instead, try to group multiples of the same weapon, or at least those with similar range. When using Milats, you'll notice that you're more chipping away at the enemy's health, but you're able to do so from a safe distance. Milats don't do a ton of damage early on, but at higher levels, they become one of the most effective anti-sniper tools in the game. Take advantage of your range and shelter behind cover during reloads. Keep in mind that gold awards and ranking are based on damage done, not number of kills. So when you have multiple targets to choose from, look for robots with lots of hit points to focus fire on, rather than wasting time chasing around nearly dead opponents. The easiest way for new pilots to earn gold quickly at low levels is to focus on capturing beacons, and the Destrier is definitely fast enough to be used in that role. You won't beat a Cossack in a foot race for a beacon, but as you'll see, most new pilots are either occupied practicing their piloting skills, or are just having fun standing around shooting each other. Either way, everybody will usually be completely ignoring the beacons, leaving them wide open, making obtaining the 5 gold for the Medal of First Capture easy. The Punisher has a higher rate of fire and a much larger magazine than the Milan. However, it has a shorter range of 500 meters and an even wider bullet spread, making the effective range 300 meters or less. And under the 200 meter mark, Punishers can tear up an enemy robot very quickly. If you plan to go after those beacons and get up close and personal, you're definitely going to want to trade in your Milats for a pair of Punishers and get them leveled up. Now, as you can see there, that Patton is using the ECU shield, so we're not going to be able to damage him with our Punishers. We'll see if we can use the Destrier's speed to flank him and get a few shots in while he's turning with his slower turn. And there you can see how much more damage the Punishers are able to do when you get really close. Next up, we're going to look at a dual pin setup. Pins have a 500 meter range and a fairly large splash radius as well. This will allow you to damage enemies taking cover around corners behind thin cover, and you'll also be able to deal damage to bots with physical shielding. Pins are already at level 5 when you purchase them, making them an easy way to get a quick boost in damage. Since pins are a level 5 weapon, they won't be available to you until you've progressed that far. They can be a very effective tool, allowing you to control the battlefield from the mid-range. However, pins have a 10-second reload time, so you'll want to make sure that you're heading towards cover before fire. Pins are best used as a support weapon, providing covering fire to your teammates from the 400 meter to 500 meter range. When possible, I'd recommend staying behind your teammates, moving sideways for a clear shot whenever the weapon is ready to fire. Take advantage of the Destrier's speed to get to cover after firing, and quickly get into position for your next shot when your weapon is ready. You should always be on the move, sitting still just makes you an easy target. Situational awareness is the key to success in this game. Be aware of where your teammates and the enemy team is on the battlefield, as well as the types of robots and weapons that they're using. An effective strategy with rockets is to look for enemies that aren't focusing on you, strike and run to cover before they can return fire. Pay attention to the range indicated under the health bar of enemy players. Try to force engagements where your speed and superior range will allow you to damage your opponent without them being able to damage you back. This conservative playstyle will help you survive longer, a definite help at lower levels when you have yet to unlock the additional hangar slots. Make sure that in the heat of battle you don't forget to keep an eye on those beacons. The final weapon that we'll be looking at in this episode of Boot Camp is the Pinata. Similar to the Pin, the Pinata is a level 5 rocket type weapon with a longer 15-second reload time, shorter 300 meter range, and a reduced splash damage radius. The increased damage output of the Pinata, however, makes it the superior weapon for close quarters combat. The dual pin to Destrier gives you the speed to capture beacons as well as the firepower to take them by force and defend them if necessary. Even though the Pintas have a 300 meter range, it is advisable when possible to get within 200 meters to make sure that all of your rockets find their mark. Firing accurately with your rockets while moving can definitely be tricky, but it's well worth the practice time as it will allow you to be well on your way to cover before your opponent can return fire. The dual Pinta is definitely my preferred loadout for the Destrier at low levels. They make great use of the Destrier's speed and agility, making for a deadly combination that's effective at beacon capping and combat. The dual Pinata Destrier is not only an effective bot to use for earning gold through beacon capping, it also has enough firepower to earn you damage awards as well. That's it for this edition of Boot Camp. Don't miss part 2 of the series where we'll be covering the Cossack, its jump ability, and medium class weapons. If you found this tutorial helpful, please let us know in the comments below. And be sure to check out the rest of the videos on the Machine channel for more strategy tips, test server sneak peeks, and gameplay footage. Once again, thanks for tuning in. I'm Shaolin Rogue, and I'll see you next time on the Machine.